Welcome back, everybody, to another Onward VRML cast, this time on VRML 2. I am your host, TheSkyJoker, joined by my co-host, Etch. How are you doing, Etch?
Doing well. I'm excited for this primetime EU matchup between VeLocity and beginners. It's going to be a really good one.
Oh, yes. Super excited. I'm glad I was able to pick this up a little bit last minute. But either way, we are bringing you all the action. VeLocity, the up-and-coming EU team against the well-established beginners who've been around since Season 2. Any predictions?
It's tough. I mean, like you're saying, beginners, food, and tested, have been around for a long time. VeLocity are the new guard coming in, trying to upset the EU rankings. Already doing so the first couple weeks. Looking at match history, VeLocity seem to prefer the closer, shorter range map, so I expect to see that from them. Being home, they'll get 2 picks, so I expect to see closer range maps. And they also banned, based on their bans as well, we can tell that. And then from the beginner side, I think they'll want to go long range to offset that preference that VeLocity has.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited to see what this matchup brings. Any idea on exactly why they might have chosen the bans that they did? As we've got the home team coming out with the ban of Quarantine, and then the away team beginners coming out with the ban of Sand.
Yeah, so I think beginners Sand is a tough map to crack for a lot of different reasons. It has some 50-50 qualities in it depending on spawn and OBJ, and the aggression wins. Knowing that VeLocity like the close quarters map, I think it's a good ban to take away that strength of theirs, and they've also played it a couple times in the past couple weeks. On the Q1 side, one of the things about Q1 is, is more of a mid-sized long-range map now, but man, there's an 11, if not 12 objectives, so it's a tough map to master right now, and for a new team, I can understand that they might not feel super comfortable about Q1 just yet, so it makes sense to ban the biggest map with the most complexity that exists in the pool, but we've got the lobby up, and map 1 is going to be an interesting choice that I see.
Oh yeah, one of my personal favorites coming out map 1 of Bazaar. Judging by the way VeLocity has been playing, I think this map plays really well to their attacking strengths, and I can understand why they picked it. You've seen a lot of beginners in the past on this map. Do you think they're strong at it? Do you think they can hold their own?
Beginners are strong on any map in the pool. There's no doubt about it. They've studied. They know exactly what to do for any map. There's not much that will surprise them, really. But this is a classic map. Bazaar is as classic as Onward gets. I think it has a little bit of everything. It has long-range sight lines. It's got close quarters, battle in the courtyards. It's got opportunities for C4. It's got a little bit of everything. So it's going to be a really good map to start things off in.
Oh, for sure. I can agree with all of that. Like I said, Bazaar has all of the variety. Close, mid, even a little bit of long. So you can see every type of engagement on this one map. And there's just so many different things you can do on it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the new objectives as well, which I think have really worked out for Bazaar. Meadows have formed around them already in terms of where you can go and where you can't go. How aggressive can you get? Because that's something about Bazaar, right? It is a map that lends itself to aggressive defense positions because you can push out, you can hide in little corners, and the offense has to clear all of those. So I'm excited to see if we get any of the new objectives today. But it's gonna be an exciting first map. I imagine we're gonna see some really good aggression coming out.
Yes, for sure. And we do have all of the players in the lineup or in the rosters, so we should be getting started any moment. I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the gameplay view so we can take a look at who's gonna be on the field today. We got on the side of VeLocity, John CZ, Lego for Days, Thrywin, Olliehead, and Rain. going up against, on the beginner side, Stray Jack, Dr. Killinger, Smoils, Icy Woods, and Pause. Again, very well-known names out here in the VRML community. And I also want to thank everybody here for joining us in this amazing lineup. I'm just so excited to see how this comes out. VeLocity's really pushing their way up to the top here, and I think this is going to be a really big test for them as we hop into round one.
I'm gonna start off with that west mini mart objective, and VeLocity and offense are gonna spawn in the southeast.
They're already looking at the tablet,
Just play your
preparing
confident positions
for
and play it
the
smart.
possibility of a cap. Gonna be super exciting if we see some of those come out here today. And they are doing
So to
a
start off
full
with,
team
when you look,
push.
it's,
So we don't get punched.
yeah, it seems like a five-man east push. Maybe they'll split into Czar and the north. Looks like they're not going to go towards that southwest corner, which often get pushed on offense.
Like they're gonna leave Ollie behind to watch for a possible flank in the main street there. But Beginners is maintaining a really condensed defense, like a little kill box around the objective. A little bit on the meta side. VeLocity should be ready for it.
Yeah, nothing too new from the Beginners defense, but that's this is an old objective. There's nothing really new about it. I think interesting is to see Icy Woods and Smoils both hanging out in the as far west as you can really get. Icy Woods holding an angle through this back window, through the front doorway, into the west yard, and Smoils defending south minimart. But both of them, I mean, no one's really going to see action for a bit as VeLocity slowly stages the way in the north.
Yeah, I'm really interested in their north coverage. A lot of teams generally will push somebody out into that north building to watch the cross, but they are just maintaining Stray Jack kind of in a hold back position, just watching across.
Yeah, well, imagine what's going to happen is that Stray Jack will catch sight onto anybody who's coming in the north. They're not going to get past his eyes. So then there might be a rotation from Icy Woods and Stray Jack to cover the northwest corner. But it works out. I mean, unless they smoke that little cross, Stray Jack will kill him, or he'll know that they're
Interesting how VeLocity is taking most of their time to try and clear all of these angles and corners. They are not trying to rush into this objective. They want to try and get as many picks as they can before they advance. They are really focused on this northern approach, which is arguably the weakest on the defense side.
Yeah, I agree. We're seeing. I mean, we have almost all of them hanging out in the north here, just in this corner. I wonder what they're staging for. Maybe they're trying to poke and prod to see if anyone's in that northwest building there. Yeah, we're at 2:50, and we're still waiting for anybody to see each other, really, from both sides. There's a smoke to deny visibility for Stray Jack.
I wonder if they are fully aware of Stray Jack's position, because those are perfect smokes to blind him.
I agree. I wonder if there was some intel there that let him in on that. Wow, that grenade. A little bit more to the right. I think they've had
one at the palace on the corner,
two,
and there's another one north wall.
Stray Jack is about to be up against this entire VeLocity team. But Icy Woods is there
backs
backing
him up.
Take a look. Lego for days picking up Icy Woods with a nice grenade into the back. Beautiful throw. but this revive will come out. Straight trade, and the trade comes out with Thrywind down to a 3v4. Smoils with the TK onto Woods.
3v3.
Plunger's in an interesting position. If he rotates, he could flank on the back of this offense. Actually, Rain is looking the other way. He might actually be looking for a rotation. And he picks up pause. There we go. Evening things up to a 3-2 now.
Now with 2 left, I think Smoils and Killinger have to hold the front and back side of objectives. Can't really focus much on the north, which makes it tough. I don't know if they have a count when now we have a trade. Killinger's only down though. He's not dead, so we can still watch the front.
To just Smoil's gonna have to do a lot of rotations here to guard this objective. Follow along. He's not checking it too hard. He's pretty confident that nobody's rushed it yet. And Lego picks up Smoils on the rotation. VeLocity taking the first point.
Yeah, interesting offensive push from the north. They, they must have known Strayjack was holding that corner. They expected it, and the only way that Strayjack would have been denied the animation was with the smoke. So they dumped, I think, 2-3 smokes there, got four guys across, and Icy Woods did turn around to back them up, but I mean, there were just so many guns pointing to the north. They ended up taking out. They created a hole there, and started pushing in and just picked apart the defenders one by one.
Yeah, that was a really impressive push, especially for having the whole team near each other. They were so vulnerable to explosives, but beginners just didn't throw much utility out there at them. Lego had a really nice grenade onto Icy Woods' position, and I think that forced a rotation that really hurt beginners, opened up a bit of a hole.
Yeah, interesting offensive push that ultimately worked out in their favor. I mean, he didn't even have to cross that northwest turret. He just held it, waited for the defense to push out and try to hold that north. And I think you were right in the beginning, saying that their north coverage was weak. Icy did rotate to cover it, but that said, they didn't have a count on who made it across because of the smokes. So, play from VeLocity to win the first Marsucker round. Now they have Volk advantage. They just have to win every Volk round.
Yeah, based on this first round, I'm really interested to see how this is going to go for the upcoming rounds. VeLocity really showing why they are here and why they made it this far.
We're about to jump into round 2 right now. Let's see beginners approach this objective. Spawns.
If like this, I don't get it. Yeah, of course. Alright, man. Let's do this.
The mirrored spawns, we'll see how different beginners opt to approach this. Already splitting off into a 3-2. Take a quick look at the full map here. Going for some quick early lines to try and pick off any kills. Killinger looking right where Lego just rotated. I'm not sure if he saw him, but he has his laser right on Lego's position.
Yeah, Lego's in a tuck corner. Maybe I don't think it was Steve getting in. They're prepared for someone to be in that. They're going to be watching it. A pretty meta defensive step as well from VeLocity. I think Ollie is potentially an interesting position defending in the north. It looks like it was cracked by a dumpster.
Beginners taking their time. Again, clearing out the angles similar to what VeLocity was doing. Dillinger still maintaining this line. He's actually just about to rotate off to join the rest of his team. And VeLocity's just staying really tucked in.
Roger.
Dillinger and Paz, the duo team. A little bit of pre-fire just to grab some attention. Wasn't actually aiming for anybody. And Icy Woods now pushing into the blue alley. Getting more shots. Not really aimed at anybody, and the smoke comes out. Smalls is pushing right up. Takes down Lego for days inside the blue room, and he is now challenging objective. Icy Woods taking down Thrywind, down to a 3v5 now. The rest of VeLocity trying to crash. Oz taking down Ollie and Jack, picking up RTC, and the Dillinger picking up Rain. Beginner just forcing VeLocity to come out of their holes. Beautiful show of force coming out from Beginners. Again, them proving themselves worthy of the spot that they have held for so long. Go ahead and take a quick look at the scoreboard here. Go ahead and pop into that gameplay view so we can see all of these beautiful numbers as they rise up here throughout the match. That unfortunate TK at the beginning coming out from Smoils, hindering a little bit on his end. We are hopping in to the next round, round number 3 in this amazing series so far. I'm really curious as we hop into this new objective, how different are their approaches going to be here as we are leaving the normal meta.
Might have killed one or two. I'm not sure. One for sure, maybe even two.
They were perfectly lined up for Smoils to take them down.
On the market,
there.
They were sneaking.
An unfortunate loss and a very key pickup for Beginners right there. What a tight angle he's holding.
But over in the south, John and Ollie are here, and Icy is still covering this angle. The south is really tough to get close to objective. I think it's a defender's paradise in a lot of ways. But we'll see what they can do.
With only 3 members against the beginners 5, this is going to be a really tough ask. Icy Woods holding down this south street. John CZ might be able to slip around him if he's careful enough.
Yeah, I think the problem really is that once you make it closer to the southeast, there's
One south
a lot
objective,
of wide
red room.
open crosses you can make.
Icy
So-
Woods did spot out Ollie and gets the call out.
Yeah, the kid now trapped in that corner. What's Ollie gonna do? Gets out of there.
Free fire from Icy Woods with that G3 drum mag. Not quite finding their mark though. Ollie's gonna rotate down the split street.
I think that Ollie's distraction there on IC was a perfect opportunity for John to be pushing upwards, closer towards that southeast. But looks like Ollie's going to rotate towards the front of the courtyard. That's not necessarily going to be an easy approach either, with Smoils holding a tight angle and some others with the ability to swing and protect well. Now Strayjack also holding an angle onto the south. Gonna make it even harder to push anywhere.
Yeah, beginners are doing a really good job at holding these lines to ensure that nobody gets close to this objective. Ollie throwing a knife to, I guess, fake out a utility throw. Not gonna fool anybody here, though.
Yeah, I think I
Ollie's pretty
shot 2, so
close,
Echo 3.
to objective now. John looks to be training him as well, deciding to abandon that south push. Now, Lego is still across the street, and he's got to get across somehow. The question is, where?
Ooh, John CZ trying to get the shots onto Icy Woods, not quite connecting. They have less than 2 minutes on the clock left. .90 seconds on the clock. Strayjack
One
picking up
down,
Lego.
blue room.
Now down to just John and Ollie. Next to objective, Killinger looking for the shots onto them, not quite connecting. Ollie getting picked up by Smoils with the C4, and John CZ with the refrag. About to get flanked by Killinger. Oh, Pause is actually
John
pushing
is.
out here. In the trade, bringing it to beginners win. Their second point on map number 1.
That was impressive. That was an awesome courtyard hole. The offense couldn't get close. They picked up 2 at the start, taking them out on the cross. The remaining 3, their south push was prevented by Icy Woods, who kept them at bay and said, "Don't come near here." Strayjack comes to reinforce the south, and Smoils, Killinger, and Paz shutting down that north entry to the courtyard. I mean, another dominant win. I think beginners are picking up steam now after that first round loss.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful show of force. If y'all will give us just 1 minute, I gotta hop into a quick intermission, but don't go too far. We will return very shortly. All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that little bit of a delay, just fixing a few technical things on our end, but we should be back and ready to go. If y'all hear or notice anything, please let us know in the chat once again.
One down.
Icy Woods picking up dry win. We didn't miss too much. Still, VeLocity down 1-2 against beginners. Now on the defense of this southeast objective. Johnson getting aggressive on Dillinger, but getting picked up by Icy Woods.
Yeah, now we're in a 3v3. This was a strong defense from VeLocity, but beginners are making their push in the north. Can they penetrate this courtyard defense?
Dillinger is just about to push in, but Lego with another beautiful grenade and actually a ricochet off the wall. A beautiful pickup. Icy Woods now putting down the suppressive fire.
Smoils is going to go for the res. And Rain is on the backside. Can Rain push in by one, if not two?
Looks like he might get one off by Smoils. Ollie picking up Dillinger. Smoils coming into the back end. Picking up Rain. Icy Woods at the same time picking up Ollie. Now challenging objective, picking up Lego on the side. Beginners taking their third point on map number 1.
that was impressive. And just to talk about the first 4 minutes that we missed, that was a 5v3 at 2-minute mark. Two of the attackers and beginners were taken out, one of the east, one of the south. That was a 3v5, and beginners pulled it back, picking apart all of the 4 defenders in the courtyard, and then the 5th guy was rotating back in. Very, very methodical attack from beginners in the last 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were only able to catch the tail end of that, but they were so in sync, and they really did a number on picking them off and forcing them to rotate as beginners do. They kind of thrive on the last end of the round chaos.
Yeah, that was a really good push. I mean, that grenade from Lego was awesome. Too bad it got res, and they came back and made the attack. I mean, just Smoyles rotating to the east was pivotal, because then they had 2 angles of a pinch going on. That's the beginners we know. Last minute of the round, they come in and they attack and they just cinch that courtyard to pick them off.
Beginners do a really good job at that kind of slow in, clear the corners, pick off a couple, wait for the rotations, pick off a couple more, and then just swarm.
Totally. Now we're gonna move to another new objective, the one in the east tank. This does have a quick spawn and a further spawn. Let's see which one we get. As VeLocity are 1 to 3 against beginners as we jump into the action.
But we do
VeLocity
have
get
a
that
fairly quick.
Yeah,
East
pretty
market,
cool
yeah,
on
yeah.
here. What
East
are
market, yeah.
VeLocity gonna do? Are they gonna be aggressive? Are they gonna go around the west? Let's see what they do here. Looks like 3 at least are gonna go quickly to the east to push towards objective.
Yeah, I was going to predict another 5-man in the same direction, but they are splitting off this time. Kind of fanning out here. Killinger with a quick peek almost catches Rain out.
Yeah, it seems like beginners used a couple of defensive smokes to make it across. And Strayjack is in that far east courtyard, sort of defending anybody from coming in through the northeast. And wow, very tight angle by Strayjack. This is another similar angle to what he was holding in the previous objective. He's just eyes.
Pop shots on the Killinger, not gonna. Oh, but Strayjack catches John C's the quarterback of the team. Gonna be a tough hit.
Yep, that's a tough loss in the first minute of the offense. It looks like we do have one of VeLocity already in the southwest. I didn't even keep track of how Holly got over here, but the other 4 are. Yep, the other 4 are all in the north, or sort of mid-east. Middle/east.
If Foley's not careful, he's going to get picked up by the defender Icy Woods out there in the south corner. Take a look at his perspective.
Icy
The same
taking that
angle.
same spot, as the last objective. I mean, it's such a powerful spot. You could shut
I
down
believe
anything.
Smoyles is in the same spot too. So it's very.
I'm not sure I can leave now to
but
watch this
doesn't
house
make them
anymore.
easy to deal with.
Pause 2, actually. Yeah, pause 2. There's only 2
He,
defenders
has
that
to
are in
rotate.
new spots. So will VeLocity key in on that and take advantage of that information? I mean, it's one thing to know that. It's another thing to be able to do something about it also.
Exactly.
I just had to confirm.
those
I
shots
don't know
come
if I
from.
confirmed earlier, so I was doing it now. Resafe.
Strayjack going for some confirm shots. Giving VeLocity a little bit of information. And the offense is just kind of held up now.
Yeah, once again, they have to make some sort of cross. I think that they should try to attack from both the north and the west. Right now, 3 of the attackers are stuck in the north. And,
The problem that I'm
Lego.
seeing here is VeLocity is just so out of sync in their positions. They're not really in good spots to cover each other at the moment. They're kind of splintered.
Yeah, I think right now they're trying to gather information. They're not getting any. they're not getting much at all. They probably know where Strayjack is, and that's about it. Now, they know he's there. I wonder, what can they do about it? I think Thrywind might be the one to try to cross, but Paz is holding this just perfect angle to shut down anything going to the northeast. You've got to smoke that to try to make it across. But even then, then Strayjack knows that you're coming. And I'd put the advantage on the defenders there. I think this is tough. The south is shut down. The northeast is shut down. The middle is shut down. Where do you go?
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough ask for them to kind of come back from this.
Yeah, I think if they can get a pick onto Killinger or Smoils, it softens up this middle. And then they can get across the street. They can put the pressure from the west of the tank and force some rotations. But without one of those picks, it's gonna be tough. Or if they can get Strayjack, even if they get Strayjack, Paz is still holding that off. So I don't know. They have to get a pick here very soon, with 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I was just about to say a little bit of a time check there. They've spent a lot of resources just trying to gather intel, and it's not working.
Go
Strayjack
3 east
picking up
courtyard.
rain from that same window. Ollie getting aggressive now. Not quite able to get the shots back onto Ollie, and Ollie picking him up.
Now the
Now down
west
to a
has opened
3v4.
up a tad bit. And they get Smoils next. That's the next target.
Yeah, beginners now down on the numbers game here. Lego
Smoils.
Grenades picking him up.
Now they can put the pressure on objective from one side of the tank. Can Ollie, Lego, Rain, the Thrywind sync up here. Thrywind makes it across. Can he get Strayjack on the northeast? Then this is going to be a push.
So many shots from all angles here. The defense being challenged. Paz picking up Ollie, though, with an aggressive peek. Down to a 3v2. Beginners gaining the upper hand again. Strayjack runs right into the line of Thrywind. Paz going for the refrag. Doesn't quite connect, though.
I see you go back.
Down to a 2-2. Just back and forth here. But just under 30 seconds left on the clock. VeLocity are going to have to get aggressive now.
13 seconds left. Thrywind. Lego is still crawling across. He's got to pick up the pace. One beginner left. 5 seconds left. What can they do? Can they get this kill? They can't.
Ooh, Lego Grenades catches Paz on the rotation, but beginners win. VeLocity running out of time. Not quite keeping up with the clock. Beginners taking map number 1.
Yeah, strong hold for beginners. Let's see what their choice is. 4-1 win after that first round. Very, very dominant rounds. That last one got close. All those first kills, right? They got Killinger, and they got Smoils, and softened up the west. Thrywind trying to get across. Couldn't do it. I think they had a couple more numbers. If they had 3 pushing that middle, it would have been more effective. And unfortunately, timing. If they had a little more time, that would help as well. But good try for VeLocity on that last objective for sure.
Yeah, VeLocity. Even though the scoreline is 1-4, it's really not that big of a difference between these two skill levels. All these rounds have just been coming so close.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're only out of one map. There's still a lot of gameplay to be had.
Yeah, any predictions on what map 2 might look like?
I don't know. My gut tells me we're gonna go big. I think we're gonna go to Downfall or Snowy.
Well, we're about to find out here as the timer counts down. And you were right. Hopping into that long range of Downfall. What
I don't
what
have a lot
pushed you
to back up
predict that?
why. You know, for me, it was looking at the map history of VeLocity, seeing that the most played maps for them are Sand, Suburbia, USS Quest, and noticing they haven't even played Quarantine Downfall this season at all. So I think that beginners might be choosing it based off the fact that they're not maybe less familiar with it, maybe not as comfortable with it, and saying, hey, let's challenge them, somewhere big, and let's see what happens. But who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
this
maybe
could be good.
VeLocity, maybe VeLocity have some tricks up their sleeve for the bigger range maps, and they're, who knows? They could be ready and prepped for it, and just not have had the opportunity to play on these maps.
Yeah, we'll see VeLocity showing themselves to be powerful in the close range and really strong when they're all together. Downfall is going to be tough to maintain that sort of strategy. So we'll see if VeLocity kind of adapt to this new environment.
Yeah, we still have the same rosters going into this map. Let's start off with the Heli Bungalow object. Sort of the middle, closer to the north. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect from VeLocity. I have not seen it play on larger maps. This is going to be their first time, I think, being casted or being, even in a league match, playing in a bigger map. So there's a whole different dynamic to how you play Downfall compared to the other maps. It's just it's a beast of itself. So let's see what they can do. And beginners, I mean, they're masters of this map. They've been playing this for 10 seasons, 7 seasons, so they know, especially these objectives that are old. They know exactly what to do, when to do it, where to do it, what to expect. So, can VeLocity do something that is unexpected? I think that's the question I have, is can they do something unexpected on this map that is pretty much everything is expected?
Yeah, I mean, and, we do have the possibility of 2 new objectives over here. So even though, like we saw with the last map, old map, new positions. So we'll see how that comes into play, or if we see that at all. We don't have to wait
We're
too
about
much
to jump
longer.
into round 1. Let's see what the spawns are. Beginners get the Northeast Villa spawn.
Not a huge fan of that spawn in particular, but it does provide a really good position to get some early eye lines onto the defense.
Yeah, let's see what the defensive setup is going to be as early eye lines are already down, looking into the South Brothel and North Brothel area. We have 2 in the Heli 2-story, 1 in Objective Building and 2 in Center Hotel. An interesting double stack defense. They've got everything covered. They've got the north covered, they've got the south covered, they've got the east covered. This is a pretty good setup from the first look.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of a line going. I'm a little bit concerned about the back of the objective not having full coverage. You see John CZ looking out north and Thrywin looking out south, but if anybody sneaks around them and gets to the back of the objective, if they take out Ollie quietly, that's a weakness.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely sort of an outside-in defense. They're looking outside. They're trying to identify spawn. They still don't know spawn, right? They're trying to figure out I think the 2 key markers are North Hotel and White House for them. So Thrywin and John are looking at both of these to identify where the attackers are coming from, and then get the information on where's a spawn, right? Step back to figure out the spawn. Now, once they know that, Thrywin and John can then focus on, John can swing and look at the northwest, and Ollie can also focus on northwest if he needs to, right, without giving up south coverage. So that's my hunch on what the play they're doing here is. But 2 minutes almost down, and they still don't know what the spawn is, and they still haven't seen any of the attackers.
Yeah, it's just been so quiet, and that's not something you want in a downfall map. It really adds to the anticipation because, you know, it's such a big map, it's going to take them time, but if you haven't seen anything or heard anything, you know, you got that thought in the back of your mind, you know, am I being surrounded right now?
Right. And I think part of that is trust. I mean, it's always tough to trust your team and trust the angles you're holding in downfall. That's the only way to play downfall, really. But I think if they can trust their angles and trust their cues here, they will see an attacker soon enough. And I think Pause going up to sniper building just got spotted. Will he get taken out? Oh, he gets shot. He does not get taken out, though. Now they know where he is, though. So that's one attacker identified.
That is going to be key information. Pause going the full way around here. On that though, I was taking some shots, just suppressing that window that John CC was looking through earlier. And Pause taking some pop shots on the hill. Go and take a look at the line he was holding here.
Yeah, this is something I've noticed from beginners lately, is they like the outer boundaries of downfall. Now, this is a new addition. I think since 1.8, you can go much further into the outside boundaries of downfall than you used to be able to. Parts of where Pause is going right now, I don't think that used to exist at all. So this is definitely a little bit of a meta shift for offense, I think, is going to these outer boundaries of downfall, which gives you a lot of angles. It's tough to get there, but once you're there, defense can really get a lot of angles.
Dillinger over here putting pressure on Helicopter 2-story. He tried to get a nade onto John CZ, but it didn't quite connect to him. And now just making some noise, making sure that they're well aware he's there and that they have to deal with him.
Like we were talking about, John has now rotated to cover that northwest, hold a tight angle, prevent the offense from crossing, which is the play here. He looked outside, he identified that they're coming from that way, turn around to look. Rain takes shots at Strayjack, and Strayjack returns the shots and takes out Rain.
1 second floor center hotel.
A really good return fire there. Pause now making some really open crosses, but he is going to get away with it as the center hotel position is now taken out. Unless Lego peeks out, nobody's there to catch this.
Yeah, that was a pretty huge first pick. I think the next pick might be Pause onto Ollie if Ollie peeks. And he does.
And the trade comes out from Helicopter 2-story. Oh, Strayjack just misses Drywin. Drywin just misses Strayjack. And he got near objective, but was taken down by the defense. It's down to a 1.5 v4 now. Ice was going for the confirm. Pods picking up Lego on the rotation out to objective, wanting to make sure no cap comes out.
Yeah, a really good push from beginners there. I mean, it was a good defensive setup. The defensive setup worked out pretty much, I think, how it was supposed to work out, but the picks just did not come in for velocity when we needed them to on their tight angles they're holding. Strayjack in the tower gets that first pick. Pause identifies Ollie. Dillinger and John trade in Helicopter 2-story. Drywin goes for the res and gets picked off. And Lego's left. The last guy in objective dies and Lego's left, right? And Lego had to rotate it. He had no eyes onto north of objective. It's a tough round. I mean, a good defensive setup. Plays just didn't work out for them. And now Velocity have lost bulk advantage of that. They've got to win a Marsa.
Yes, for sure. Them being brought to this map, it's going to be tough for them. I mean, having already lost a Volk round, that's really what you rely on when the other team brings you to downfall, is you rely on, well, at least if we can trade these Volk rounds, we can stay in it. But losing the very first one, now the pressure is on you to win your own Marstock round. Going to be a tough task.
Yeah, absolutely. That's on downfall. That's the biggest thing. Is if you get Volk advantage, you have to hold it. If you pick downfall, you got to win a Marsoc round. You just have to. You know, of one of your 3 or 4 opportunities you're going to have, beginners have there. So They just have to win all their bulk. I mean, maybe they can win more Marsoc, but if they just win their bulk rounds, they secure the W here.
Yeah, for sure. And it's got to be a little bit of pressure off the beginner's shoulder, knowing that, like you said, right off the bat, they took that Marsoc round. So now they don't have to worry too much. They just have to win all their defense rounds now, because they have the leg up.
Yeah, and we already see them tossing smokes towards South Brothel, probably to attract eyes that way, but no one's pushing South Brothel. Stray Jack is pushing closer towards Lower Dumpster, 2 in Center Hotel, and 2 in Helicopter 2-story. Similar setup, honestly, to what VeLocity had, except for Stray Jack covering the south from where he is.
Yeah, I'm
let's see.
liking the beginner's
VeLocity got the same
angles a
spot.
little bit more.
I threw my fucking blow up thing, so I won't actually.
And if you look on camera 1, Smoils and Pods popping out some C4 just out in the middle of the open. I'm wondering if that's just to kind of grab their attention as anybody tries to peek on them.
It could be an early warning system that someone's creeping up on their building, right? And they're going to disable that probably if they're creeping up. So not a bad play, because neither of them could get an angle if someone works their way close to the building. Kind of like what Killinger did.
I just killed a Marsoc drone.
Drone giving away Stray Jack's position.
Yeah, now we see the lasers kind of keying in on where that could come from. I think Ollie's looking for it. I don't know if they know exactly where it was. Because these rock walls, I mean, it's so tough to identify which rock wall someone is actually behind.
And part of it is Stray Jack's in a non-common position, so whenever you hear shots, the first thing you're going to check is the more obvious spots. And I think that's part of the confusion. They just don't expect somebody to be behind that wall right there.
Yeah, I am seeing this, kind of happening more and more is going away from the buildings and playing outside, playing some of these angles on the street. Because he does have the first shot. Anybody coming from the canyon, most likely if he hits his shots. So it is a good spot. You don't have a lot of cover, but he could also swing and defend Center Hotel. I mean, it's a good spot. You're kind of cutting off all of the southwest, preventing what caused. Shots going out onto John CZ, and in the northeast we have Thrywin and Ollie trying to make a cross by the red truck. 2 smokes to get across. No one is really challenging them as they make this cross. But they have to worry now as they approach Heli 2-story.
Really interested in Rain's approach here. He's been kind of proning, staring down to Helicopter 2-story, but now he's making his way onto Stray Jack. Quick peek. I don't think he spotted Stray Jack, though. I don't think it was quite enough for Stray Jack to see him. Gonna run right into this line, though, if he's not careful. Have to split our attention here, make sure we're keeping an eye on Ollie. Zoom here. Oh, right as I say that, Pod picks him up.
Where?
Bring it down to
Echo
45.
4, Echo 4.
Yeah, I think if they can get the pick onto Stray Jack here, that will open things up for Rain and Lego. They don't really have the time. Oh, and Stray Jack clearly shoots Rain. Rain knows. Stray Jack pushes.
Fire Stray Jack with a nice rotation. Right when picking up Pods on the other end.
Smoils is still here to deny anything from Heli 2-story, but if they get Stray Jack, if they can get Stray Jack here and then make this north-south pinch, that could be pretty dangerous for beginners.
Right, we're getting really aggressive towards Smoils. John sees well. Dr. Killinger from Center Hotel not finding anybody. Smoils. Oh, man, right out in the open. Rain picking up Stray Jack with an aggressive peek. Down to a 3v3.5. Thrywan only downed. Rain making his push.
Yeah, Thrywan is down and could get res, but Smoiler's gonna swing out, get this confirm. Maybe? No, he decides not to. Oh, God, TK is on Rain. Lego gets Killinger on the rooftop.
Wow. Unfortunate TK as he pops right into the line of fire. 2.5 v2 now.
Yeah, that
John
Smoiler's
CZ about
waiting
to
for
run in
John
Smoils.
here. Can he get John? Yep.
Now down to Lego to make the final push. We'll run into Icy Woods though. I don't think he's prepared for 2 people to be in Center Hotel.
Yeah, well, it's just Icy Woods now after they took out Killinger.
Yeah, he did
Lego with
confirm
30
one in
seconds on the
Center
clock.
Hotel. I don't know if he'll be ready for a second to be.
Oh,
and he
Lego
flicks
gets
right
Icy.
onto him. And he's on.
Can he
He's
get a
getting
cap?
onto the objective. This is a Lego
Oh,
cap. He is a
5
fast
seconds.
capper. He can do it. Smoil's not rotating fast enough. Oh,
Coming,
10
coming.
seconds on the clock.
Pressure.
The pressure's getting to him. He keeps clipping in
Oh,
the wall.
no.
Smoil is gonna peek it. Oh,
He doesn't see him.
But VeLocity sitting right on the top.
Hand was like,
What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Lego.
No, he's gonna want that one back. He's gonna.
Oh,
want
he's
that
gonna
one
be
back.
kicking himself. Oh.
That's insane. I mean, Smoil should have shot him. Smoil didn't see him somehow, but the clock kills him. The clock, you know, he had 15 seconds. That is rough. That is really rough. You don't get those
Lego.
opportunities often on downfall.
No. Oh my goodness. He's kicking himself. He spends hours and hours in comp lobbies capping. And then his golden moment comes to cap on beginners.
That's a pressure, right?
Oh,
Biggest of
man.
stages against the best team. He probably got on objective and went, I'm here.
What was the code?
I didn't expect
How
to be
did I
here.
get
I'm here.
And I
And,
saw him, like,
wow.
I think he was struggling to, it looked like he might have been clipping in the wall because he kept, like, changing positions. I don't know. I think he was too eager to get up against the wall and he just got too close. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's possible. Oh, that would have been a game changer right there to win, to get a cap on downfall. That would have brought back bulk advantage to them. That would have been a huge momentum shifter for them.
This is Onward, folks. This is the things we come here to see as we move objectives about 20 feet to the north. To the new
Now
objective.
this looks like the same thing, but it does have some nuanced differences. For one, there are 2 bulk spawns for this objective, which means you have to have 2 defensive strategies, or if you try to hold the same one, you might get picked off. And the second nuance is that this can be capped from the east side of this building or the west side, meaning you kind of have to defend both halves of it, which make it a much more challenging objective to defend.
Yeah, with this one, it's a little bit more open to the center push because they can get into the bungalow from the middle and cap inside. So you really have to be watching the straight in. Yeah,
and I didn't catch this, but we have a sub for VeLocity as Little Sayonara comes in for, I think, Ollie Head. We actually have the same exact defensive setup with 2 in Heli 2-story, 2 in Center Hotel, and 1 in Objective Bungalow. It's still a good defense. I mean, it's the exact same setup, but our beginner's going to be keyed in on this now.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, it's a new objective, but I mean, this setup didn't work the first time. You gotta wonder what makes them eager to put it into play again.
Yeah, I mean, they probably just trust that they can run it again. I mean, they have good coverage, and they have 2 on the east side of objective, really 2 pairs of eyes, which is good, and they can defend the west.
I
side of
ran
objective.
into North Center Bungalow. So I'm inside
It's not a
the
bad
area.
setup. Again, it was a good setup the first time. They just didn't get the picks they needed. I think it would still be a good setup. But on the offensive side, we are seeing a little bit of a shift. We have 2 in the north, 2 in the middle, and 1 in the south. They're still trying to get any intel. And they're not getting any as 2 minutes almost wind down.
I see Woods and Killinger once again, the duo, making their leapfrog approach here in the north. Haas maintaining that central kind of hold for any peaks. Strayjack actually going to be the one to challenge in the south, and Smoyle's kind of rotating back and forth, seeing where he's needed.
Yeah, Smoyle seems to be swinging back to the north now. I see Woods going all the way north, past the Volk sandbags. Somehow, I don't know if John spotted him. John did have an angle earlier.
More shots onto Brothel, just trying to bait people. I think that's the big thing about beginners' attack strategy. They take some pop shots, try and bait some peaks, which they then exploit to weaken the defense before they swarm in the last few seconds. I see Woods picking up Lego.
Echo 4, 1 dead on objective.
Right on objective. I see Woods had a really nice sneak around here in the north, taking up a position you don't see often on offense or defense.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not an easy spot to get to, really. But maybe they know what the defensive setup, or they have an inkling of what the defensive setup is, and are exploiting some of the blind spots.
I mean, the meta is to not go as attackers to these far-off areas. So, Lil Sayonara picking up Drywin with an unfortunate TK. And the defenses know that. So, you gotta wonder if the meta is to not watch these out. I see what they're picking up Sayonara. And maybe that's why they're getting away with this.
Yeah, I mean, if they can identify that, hey, they're running a similar setup on the north. Killinger tries the nade again towards John. They know where he is. They know that John is in there. It's not... That's not a chance they've been. Yeah, Rain just needs to
run down
the
center.
Strayjack might find Rain in the back any second.
I see Woods picks up John, and then Strayjack almost instantly picks up Rain right after. Again, beginners just holding their lines and waiting for the defense to get antsy and rotate back to the objective. They are not interested in capping.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need. You know, they won 1 Marsoc, now they won a 2nd Marsoc. They're pretty confident they're going to win their next vault, I'm sure. But, I mean, the unfortunate TK, and then the attackers then picking off punishing the TKer, so to say. Picking them apart once again. I mean, Lego on the objective, they picked him apart. They didn't have a bad setup at the end because John could watch, you know, east of objective, and Rain could have watched west of objective, but they knew exactly where John was. They were overpowering him with, I think, 3, maybe even 4 attackers. But like you were saying, I mean, this is classic beginners on a classic map doing what beginners do. They're identifying the defenses. They are, you know, attacking based off of the intel they have. And VeLocity needed to do something different at that point, I think. Playing the same defense was not the smartest move in my opinion. It's a good defense, it's a strong defense. But when you're going against beginners, you have to bring the unexpected to the table.
Oh yeah, for sure. And looking at the scoreboard here, you see the 2 TKs on VeLocity with the negative points. You gotta wonder what's going through their heads. Maybe the pressure is getting to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is, again, biggest of stages. 4th week of the season. #1 team in the EU, potentially the world, potentially an Onward of all time. There's a lot of pressure on the line, and the mental toughness, that side
make
of
sure
the
they
game
don't
is
see
something
us,
that
and this guy's
can't
couch,
discount.
and then we
One of
push
the
up on
hardest
normal
parts of the game, especially on a map like this where you're waiting 6 minutes for your death.
I'll go wide. I'd say go into this clear area.
Oh yeah, for sure. The mental game is... I would argue, more important than the physical
I just love how
aspect
Lucas
of
said I only get
strategy.
practice whilst they were practicing.
mental fortitude is so important.
Different team here.
Yeah,
This is a
mental
different
fortitude
team,
and
so my hands are
confidence.
just
You know, I
totally
mean, if they
shaky.
had gotten that
Totally
cap,
shaky.
man, we're just gonna have to keep
And
coming
there's
back to that. We'd be looking at a
like,
whole different map.
So I mispressed the
If they'd
number
gotten that cap,
took a while.
who knows what could have happened.
Sure, that was such a swing into the whole series.
We have a 5-man push up the northeast right now, going all behind Center North Hotel.
Central Tower rooftop.
This is gonna be interesting.
I mean, they're playing fall leader. They're a bunch of little ducklings right now. Look at them.
I'm very concerned. I am very concerned.
Even they're laughing at it.
You guys gotta make sure you
Just
get
a
real
bunch of
low here,
ducklings.
because John, they can shoot. They shot you last
If
time.
anybody's just watching that cross like John was last round,
And now they're all
they
doing
just
yoga
all be
together.
dead.
It's a human centipede.
Oh my god, dude, this guy.
I love how John's body is like perking up as all the others are lying down. It's like there's a snake. There's just one snake, one body.
Oh no, they can see us.
They're taking the whole like we fight as one motto a little too
champions.
literally.
But hey, they made it. They made it to North Hotel, all 5 of them. But I still question, how
Good
are they gonna
luck
get out of
getting
here? I don't
out
know.
So did you're not here, John.
Are they gonna form the human centipede and burrow their way down?
Yeah, at once. Everyone has
Look,
to
we wait, right?
They'll be playing some games
Let me do the
while
countdown, okay?
John
You ready?
goes and kills some people.
Okay, so.
Just cross.
It's a good morale boost.
Alright, just
I
because.
guess.
Are you ready?
Go, 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 go.
Oh, the full rush!
Oh my god.
Oh, they're gonna go for it. They played their game for good luck. Will they make it?
Woods picks up 1, Icy Woods picks up 2. Only down 3.5 V5 now. The grenade comes out, not quite far enough. Icy Woods picks up another pause, picks up. Oh no, they both killed Drywin. Drywin dying twice. Lil Cyanora picking Icy Woods. As they
And
trade
that,
2.5 for 1.
That Marsoc train quickly got shut down by Icy and Pause once they knew what was happening. But John is still up there in North Hotel, but what is he going to do? How is he going to get out of there? Oh, Sayonara is going to go for this res. This could be...
Dicey.
It could work out, actually. No one's watching. No one is. Pause was.
Lego for Days had a couple moments of freedom. 2v4 now. Wow. I have no words. They really tried that donkey space. Something different, something new and unexpected.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we asked for it, right? We said do something unexpected, and they did.
They sure did. Nobody would have done that. Oh. A little side of the game picked up by Paz as he tries for the prone peek. He had the laser on him. Just couldn't quite find the shots.
Now we'll pause find the last kill. Yep, he does.
And once again, John CZ had the angle and the laser on Paz for a good second or two. But Paz just with the quick reactions. Beginners taking downfall 4-0.
Yeah, that was dominant from beginners on offense, defense, everything. Their plays worked out. On Marsoc, they identified what the defensive setup was, picked them apart. VeLocity struggling on, you know, they had good defensive setup, struggling to get the picks they needed, multiple TKs, an unfortunate missed cap. But hey, again, you're going up against the best team in the EU. #2 team in the world right now, potentially one of the best teams that's ever played on. So, it's not going to be easy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looks like we're going to go to Suburbia for some like close quarters action.
interesting choice. Kind of expected out of VeLocity. They really like this map.
Yeah, I think this is one of their favorite maps. Let's just take a look at the stats. So VeLocity have played Suburbia twice this season. Won it both times. And out of 11 rounds, they've won 8 rounds. So pretty good. Let's see who they played it against. They played it against Silent Purge, beat them 4-1. And we are gonna start off with, let's see what objective. Oh, we're gonna start off with the new West Humvee objective in lane 1. This is an interesting objective. I think this definitely, after the balance defending this is hard. It's not an easy one to defend because you've got to kind of have to be on both sides of the objective. But attacking this, I mean, this is an east to west attack most of the time, complemented by south in lane 1. I tend to think that the attackers that get more of map real estate here, like if they can take the northeast and they've got the middle and they've got the south objective, it's a tough time for the defense to hold. But if the defenders are able to pick off 1 or 2 early, if they're able to hold down North Street, it becomes a lot more favorable for the defense. That's at least my impression from seeing this objective played so far. That's kind of the way that these rounds are going.
Well, enough predictions coming out here as we are hopping in to round number 1 of map 3 on Suburbia.
We have VeLocity with the southeast lane 4 spawn. Let's see what they choose to do here. How are they going to push this?
And the new objective gonna prove an interesting one for both ends, offense and defense. I feel like VeLocity might have a little bit of the upper hand here.
They spotted Smoils, and Smoils is now trapped in this middle Hesco here. Oh, a C4 does not get rain.
Utilities coming out from both.
Smoils is in a tough spot here.
Yeah, that position is always dicey to get to, and he really has no options of rotating out of it.
Thrywan is looking for him, I think.
Ooh, Pause picking up rain with the C4. And then the trade comes out. Rain is only
down. They can still get rain. I think they will get rain. It's a safe res at the moment.
John ZZ rotating out, almost runs into Stray Jack's line there. And the res comes out like over days. Evening things up.
I mean, if they can get one person across North Street, or trying to cross North Street, that'll divert attention from that south push.
Yeah, I'm really interested in Killinger's position, right on objective, proning under the Humvee there.
Yeah, it's a good spot. You can't be spotted from lane 4 because of that hedge line. Could you be spotted from... You really can't be spotted from anywhere. It's a good spot. Especially because the concrete kind of goes lower there. The grass slopes down. That's a really good spot. But Rain sees him from an equally good spot.
What a pickup. That was a key pickup. I see Woods and Stray Jack now have to do a little bit of rotating here to make sure they hold that objective. Stray Jack actually getting a little bit aggressive, going for a flank on anybody moving down this cross.
Well, I think they identified that no one is watching south of objective. I don't think Killinger was supposed to die. Because now that is open. So Stray Jack is in a good spot to defend this now, but will Rain be ready for it? 3v2.
Definitely not.
And
They've already assumed they've cleared this area, I believe, after taking down Smoils.
the north push towards crossing comes in from Lego and John, but Icy touches down, takes one. Lego's a little pinched here.
Stray Jack picks up Rain, down to just Lego with 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes on the clock.
Oh, Stray Jack is going on a swing here to try to shut down Lego, leaving objective. Oh, Rain, I missed that kill. It's all up to Lego now.
Stray Jack about to swing onto Lego as he picks up Icy Woods. Actually, Stray Jack's just going to hold this line. No way Lego's going to be ready to check that. Stray Jack catches him in the side. Beginners.
Well played by Stray Jack.
Yeah,
Well played by
he's
him.
patient.
Yeah, I mean, good swing. Identifying the last defenders in the northeast. Identified an angle to hold that the attacker has to cross, and then he just held his ground. You know, no stress about objective, no stress about this guy is gonna come around and kill me. He knew exactly what the attacker was gonna do, and he knew how the whole sequence was gonna play out.
Yeah, that was a really beautiful hold from Beginners. They were down, but they managed to maintain their discipline, hold their angles, and do some really good rotations.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Like we said before, Beginners' big thing about attacking is forcing the defenders to rotate, and then they can pick them off. Well, I feel like Beginners have learned to counter that same attack onto them and get some really nice rotations without getting exposed.
Yeah, totally. And I'm still surprised that Rain killed Killinger. That spot was just really good. Rain took the one angle that could kill Killinger, I believe. Pretty much. There's just one angle that he wasn't holding. Crazy pickup, but Stray Jack, turned the corner like you said, rotated around, got into lane 2, and took the spot that, was the safest to defend the objective next. A really good sequence of shifts and shifts from them. And 2 C4s, one of them getting a kill as well from Beginners.
Yeah, just overall beautiful plays from both sides. I mean, it came down to a 1v1, as close as you can get. And now we're moving into round number 2.
Yeah, and we're going to get the same spawn for Beginners. Let's see what the VeLocity defensive setup is going to be. We're exchanging some utility.
Early pre-fire coming out from Spoils. And Rain getting really aggressive over into the playground area. Gonna run into Icy Woods and Killinger and Pause at the same time. Takes some shots. Stray Jack picks up a little Sayonara, also getting aggressive. And Rain's just going on a major flank out here. Almost gets picked off. Picks up Killinger. Only downing him. Gets to confirm. John CZ picks up Stray Jack. Rain getting shot from both angles. A beautiful play from
pinch.
Woods and Smoils. Yes.
Nice.
Well
pinch from both of
timed.
them.
He's down to a 3-3. Wow.
Pause nearly had Rain. He expected him, but that tire just saved him. And then Rain swung around, took out Killinger. That was a bit of a suicide mission, but he didn't go down alone. He took down Killinger with him. But Pause and Icy Woods showing why they've been playing for however many seasons they have together. That sync there.
Gotta wonder if it was worth it. to expel those resources. Actually, only one of them actually got rested. The other defender died near objective, possibly to some pre-fire.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch how that kill happened either, but John CZ did pick up Strayjack, and we're left with all 3 attackers on the lane 4 side. Smoke's coming out. I think they're going to try to cross. If they cross, that's going to make little Lego for Days' life hard. And it looks like they're about to do that. They need a couple more smokes, but if they get it... Oh, Lego sees IC. Doesn't hit him.
Ooh. Just made it across. That's going to be dangerous for later in the round. Being able to get
John's
that
got an
pinch
angle
on
too.
them.
Yeah, John's ducking that way too. He knows what's coming. He's expecting it. Does he see IC? He doesn't see him. Now he sees him and he gets him.
A key pickup, but if Smoils opts to do the rotation around into the backyards and then Pause comes in from the south, that's a dangerous pinch maneuver.
Yeah, more smokes. They're both trying to get across. And if they have a good kill count, they know what to do. John and Lego need to focus on this back here and let Thrywin defend the front.
It's down to a 1v3 now, as trying to push so many beginners across that street really hurt them. They lost 2 making that cross.
Yeah, this is tough for Smoils. He can definitely find 1 here. Definitely can find John out in the open. But can he get Lego as well?
Gonna be rough. 3 minutes on the clock. He has all the time in the world on a map like Suburbia. It looks like the defense is confident they stopped everybody from crossing because nobody is looking for this back line.
Yeah, I wonder if they have a miscounted kill, but it shouldn't matter because they have a 3v1 that Smoils is about to get John any second. He's not taking the shot. He takes the shot now. He opts to rotate back towards lane 2. But Lego is ready for that. Lego's looking at lane 2. Thrywin also turning around looking at lane 1. They are pretty ready for both of these pushes.
There's no way they have an accurate kill count because Thrywin's still holding the same angle for a push on the other side.
Well, Thrywin is looking north now. They're both looking north.
Oh, I see that now.
Yeah, so I think they might know, but Smoils went to lane 3, which might be unexpected. But now that it's been 30 seconds since that kill, maybe they expect it. Will they? Lego's in a good position. He's got cover from all sides, so he can be reactive.
Take a look at what Lego's seeing from his perspective. Looking around.
Minute 20 left. Smoils, I don't know if Smoils has a good count because he's looking towards lane 4.
Count down to 60 seconds. 1v2. Still anybody's game. And Smoils catches him on the peak.
Yeah, Lego with a nice headshot there. Good reactive position there. Good hold. I mean, they prevented that cross, which was deadly. You know, John with a swing to look towards lane 4. Smart play there. I mean, he was out in the open, but he knew that, you know, he could hopefully pick some of them off. I think the smoke coverage was a little weak for beginners, which hurt them. So perhaps, you know, they did have, what, I think 4 beginners here at the beginning. So maybe they expected to have more smoke and just didn't quite have it. But good hold from VeLocity, pulling up a point after, what is that now, 8 unanswered points?
Yeah, it was a little rough for VeLocity to get some traction, but this is their map pick, so we would expect some good results out of that. So was Bazaar, but as we recall, Bazaar came down to 1v1s, 2v2s.
Right.
You know, it was just so close despite the score line of a 1-4.
Yeah, VeLocity could definitely use the points on this map for the MMR. And for those who don't know, this map is played, of course, for MMR. The game's been decided. Beginners have won. But if VeLocity can get 2, 3, potentially 4 points to win it, they can still hold on to some of their MMR and try to keep climbing the rankings, which I'm sure they're keen on doing. I think they're sitting at number 11 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are definitely doing their fair share of damage as they climb up these ranks.
They're number 14, actually. But I'm sure they're going to face beginners again. This is not going to be the only time they're going to face them. So they'll come
for
back
sure.
with vengeance, I'm sure. As we're about to jump into round 3, moving down to the South Tank objective on South Street.
I mean, that's the beauty of EU, right? You face the big bosses one week, then you face the normies the next, and then you go right back to it.
It's definitely a different change of pace than what we see in the NA. But
For sure.
we have Pause and Strayjack set up in front of Center House, looking to defend Center House, really. Killinger defending lane 3, Smoils defending lane 4, and Icy Woods looking at lane 1 and 2. Interesting setup. Nobody in the house. I wonder if we have any C4. Not sure. But the offense is pretty spread right now. They're across all lanes, just gathering some intel. Some nades come out.
Nade actually destroying Smoil's C4 there.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Little Sayonara saw him throw it. Good check nade to clear that. Now they only have to worry about one C4, if at all.
I remember for a while there, that was the only way to disable a C4 was a grenade. Those were fun days.
Nade coming in from Icy Woods from the tank. No one's pushed out that far yet. Pause taking shots at, not sure what. Maybe just some pre-fire.
Yeah, a little bit of pre-fire to the backyard. Kind of a standstill. VeLocity kind of taking a page out of beginner's playbook, trying to get some picks, maintain multiple angles, and just count down the time.
Yeah, and they've got these check nades going out to kind of clear some spots. They've got the smoke on lane 4. I think they're just trying to identify these spots and then design an offensive strategy, whether they're going to push middle house, whether they're going to push around lane 4. I think the first pick has to be onto Killinger. As I say, that Killinger gets Thrywin, and Sayonara gets Smoils.
1 for 1. Killinger looking for the refrag now. Oh, grenade comes out, flashes Sayonara. Killinger's gonna get aggressive and find him. A beautiful flash and push.
Yeah, as soon as Smoils went down, Icy Woods and Killinger knew that their back was exposed, so they turned around, looked that way. Killinger with the push. Great hold, and now he's in a position to defend lane 4.
Oh, Lego barely escaping Pause's shots. Some information for Lego to work off of. C4 barely missing him. Lego for
Lego
days,
just
dodging all
scraping
sorts
by.
of death as he picks up Strayjack. Now Rain is looking for Killinger. Rain once again on the deck. Right behind Pause.
Trying to get Pause.
Oh, Killinger, if he hadn't peeked out that quickly, Rain could have picked up Pause in the back. Down to a 2v3.
Oh, Lego has to get Pause here. He can. He just has to swing a little bit more. He's concerned about Spawn House, but...
I mean, if Lego is
few
sneaky
seconds,
enough...
but
Oh, he picks up Icy Woods.
Did he get Pause?
Pause rotates off.
out. John and Lego pinch Pause here.
Lego.
they do
Oh, John with the frag onto Pause. Lego just dodging everything this round.
So, good pinch for... Oh, but Lego gets John. It's only a down. You can pick him up still.
A little jumpy on the
Killinger
trigger.
goes on to slide, gets Lego. John knows where he is. Swings back. Killinger swings back. Does he know
Down
where
to a
John
1v1.
is? He probably does. He heard 2 sets of gunfire in center house, so he probably knows, and now he's in a position to protect both sides of the tank. What's John gonna do? 1:40 on the clock. I think he might rotate to lane 4, which is the play here. He can get Killinger's back if he times this right.
Yeah, John CZ, time after time, proving that he's all about rotations.
Yeah, I think if any of VeLocity were to live in a 1v1, I think John CZ is the guy that they want. So let's see if he can pull this off to bring it to 2-1. I think he can. He's gonna spot Killinger any second. There it is. John with the clutch.
Wow. A beautiful bring back for VeLocity, holding their own on Suburbia.
That was a fantastic rotation. I mean, he saw that Killinger shot Lego from the slide. What is Killinger going to do next? Right, he's going to rotate to defend objective from the front. And what does Killinger expect John to do? And John expects what Killinger expects John to do and counters that. And goes to lane 4, picks off Killinger. Great play.
1v1s are so full of mind games.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Killinger, I mean, that's, this is an objective with 2 sides, 2 halves. You've got to watch both. So you've got to be on lane 1 looking at both sides, or you could be where Killinger was on the other side looking at both sides. So wherever you are, your back is going to be exposed. So, that's kind of the nature of it. But that was a good defensive setup that they got Smoils first, refrag onto Smoils, and then they picked apart the guys in middle house. And then they got Icy, and then finally Killinger. So a good offensive push from VeLocity.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how VeLocity they hunkered down, they stuck with it, they maintained their discipline, and they got the refrags and the picks that they needed to bring that down to that 1v1. And then John CZ with the map knowledge to get away with that long rotation.
That's why I love Suburbia. It lends itself to those long rotations, regardless of time, regardless of OBJ.
As we hop into round number 4, here we go. On, once again, the tank objective. VeLocity now on defense. Beginners on the offense. The back and forth here, just crazy.
No pre-fire.
Yeah, that was interesting. Could have picked up 3 if there was pre-fire right there. And there's the pre-fire that we were waiting for. Smoils just lighting up the hedges, making sure nobody gets too aggressive.
Yeah, Thrive is holding a
already on
similar
the slide.
angle to Smoils.
A quick look at this overhead map here to see the difference in defensive style. Shots from both ends, not finding anybody. Utility coming out, not quite connecting. Pause again, making his way through the playground. Looking for some action. Thrywin in a really tight situation. About to be surrounded.
Ooh, nice flash. Gets pause. Slows him down for a second, at least.
There's a lot of utility being expended from both sides right now.
Ooh, and
Icy
Thrywin
Woods
with
picks
the
up
swing, but
Thrywin.
Icy gets him. Yeah. Now Rain
That was
has
a
to be
really
worried. He's got to
peaky
look
move.
that way.
This is almost the exact same positioning we saw between Smoils and Killinger. Lego for Days picking up Pause and Smoils picking up John CZ. Down to a 3v4 now.
I wonder
Beginners
if
on the
Smoils
high.
heard John there, because they were on the other side of the hedges from each other.
Oh, and a grenade from Stray Jack, almost catching Rain.
Oh, is Icy going to get Rain? Oh, he just misses Rain. And Rain swings to get IC.
Wow, what a flick.
I did not expect it to go that way.
That equalizes things to a 3-3 now.
I think Rain is going to keep pushing and get aggressive. He's going to get on the slide. He can get Stray Jack potentially.
That grenade would
he can
clear
get straight
anybody
back.
out if they were over there.
Jack is expecting some kind of push, but Killinger's
Villager
also
might find Rain.
swinging around. Rain hears Killinger. Maybe they hear each other.
The teamwork and communication coming out from beginners right now is hot, top tier as Rain picks up Killinger.
Yeah, and I think
Moyles looked like
some
he was
shot
actually
from Stray Jack.
pre-firing across the map to try and pick up Rain from the side.
Yeah, Stray Jack and Rain wins that exchange. It's a 3-piece.
Now down to Smoyles. Again, VeLocity just showing their strength on this map. Smoyles left alone once again.
Yeah, Rain just doing damage on that lane 4 side, just winning all of his 1v1 exchanges here, and shutting things down. What is Smoyles gonna do? I wonder if Smoyles is thinking about a lane 4 rotation. I think he's expecting some more aggression from Rain, which doesn't look like it'll be happening, but I don't know, maybe. Rain is back at Burning Porch. Seems like he's gonna just hang out here and defend the playground.
Yeah, Smoyles is going to try and outthink the remaining defenders here.
Yeah, Smalls is back on lane 4 now. Can he get Rain? He does not. Rain with a 4-piece to close the round.
Wow. Rain holding strong on that Suburbia defense.
Yeah, Rain just raining bullets, taking out 4 beginners. That's 4 beginners in 1 round. That's impressive. And to survive that as well, I mean, good job, Rain. Very good job.
Now we're gonna actually take a moment to take a look at the scoreboard to see how all these players are doing. Rain with the nice 6 kills now. Lego for Days and John CZ also holding their own with the 5 pieces. VeLocity showing beginners that there's a new way to play Suburbia, and it is working.
Yeah, if VeLocity can close this and take home a 4-1 on Suburbia, we're looking at a 9-5 scoreline, which is not bad at all. That is a very respectable scoreline against beginners, and I'm sure would be good for their position and MMR ranking as well.
Oh yeah,
They
this
closed
is basically a fight for them to stay in the diamond range of MMR right now.
Yeah. 1 more round. Can they get this last round as we now go to the playground objective? And I think this is one that lends itself to aggression. This is one that defenders, you kind of have to be in the open a bit. Smokes, flashes, frags, and aggression, I think, make this one a one that you can choke the defense.
Yeah, I'm on the fence here. VeLocity gonna be a little bit with the advantage on the offense here, as there's not much room for rotations on defense for this objective. But, I mean, beginners have proven themselves to be very powerful with rotations. So, I'm on the fence here.
Ooh, Thrywin and pause. Early exchange of fire. But Thrywin survives.
Lots of pre-fire coming
gunfire.
out here. Thrywin picking up 1. Stray Jack picking up Sayonara. Pushing out far. Killinger also picking up 1. The flanks on the defense coming out really strong. Killinger picking up Thrywind. Down to a 2v4 now. The offense not ready
there's the
for the defense
aggression.
to be aggressive.
Yeah, there's the aggression. Just came from the other side now. It's a 2v4.
For sure.
I mean, Icy Woods in middle house, Killinger at this tank, Strayjack across the street. I mean, they're all over the place. Getting kills, just shutting down the stack.
I feel like I could just see beginners in the tent saying, okay, you run over here, you run way over here, you run over here, and just shoot at things. And
Well, it was
worked.
calculated. They had 2 smokes for Strayjack's cross. Pause with the pre-fire to get Killinger across. And Killinger finds another, making this now a 1v4. Lego last man standing.
Wow. Beginners thought, what is the craziest thing we could do that would throw off the offense? It worked.
Yeah, Strayjack's gonna get Lego any second as he's holding this.
What an
tight
angle
for
from
lane 3.
Strayjack with Killinger on the crossing angle. Beginners commandingly take that.
Yeah, they know this objective. They have some interesting ideas for it. Let's see what they do on offense. They might bring this to a 3-3. This might not be over yet.
You could tell beginners have thought a lot about this objective. They were... And most teams you see on this objective play really condensed right around the playground, but, I mean, beginners ran straight for cross angles from the outside in.
Yeah, definitely an interesting defensive setup. Strayjack across the street, I think, got a couple. Killinger got a couple. That closed it. I mean, that shut it down. They got the edges and shut down anything coming inwards. Good plays. Very good plays by them. Let's see what they do on offense now. Will they keep the same aggression?
I don't know, in VeLocity, I expect to have such a contrasting difference in the defensive style on this objective. We'll see how it turns out. But they're keeping it close.
Yeah, another classic map, and yeah, VeLocity definitely doing a couple of unexpected things, but playing really well overall. Yeah, I think this objective is a bit about who has the numbers advantage and who's got the early kills. And as we talk about kills, Killinger with 7 on the board and Rain with 6 on the board, leading both sides.
Yeah, both teams putting in their fight on this map. As
Now we have the
hop
same
into round
spawn.
number 6.
Yeah, same spawn for beginners. Looks like most of them are going to opt to go north, with just Pause going south.
Pause and Rain gonna run into each other. Pre-fires right through those hedges and fences to each other, not finding anybody. Thrywind picking up Icy Woods over in the north.
There's that early first kill.
Lots and lots of pre-fire trying to pick off people through these hedges and fences. Beginners have
sent
kind of slowed
3
up.
to take the middle house, and that was clearly an objective of theirs. And it doesn't. I mean, getting middle house doesn't give you a lot of advantage on this objective because you have no sight lines. You really don't have much, but it's denying a bit of that map to the defense.
I'm really interested in why beginners were so bent on getting middle house. It's a powerful house, but for this particular objective, it really doesn't give you any good eyesight. I would almost argue that spawn Volk house is actually stronger.
Well, I think it shuts down that aggression, right? Last round, when they played defense, they had Icy Woods in middle house. And when you have a guy in middle house, he can hear everything, right? When you have a defender there, he can hear people moving by pool. You know, any offensive push can be shut down with those audio cues. But by getting the attackers in there, they can shut that down. They can shut down the tank. They can shut down spawn house. limiting where the defense can go.
Beginners doing their classic slow roll here. They're they pressured the defense, made them antsy, and now they're just waiting.
Yeah, totally. Paz is slowly creeping up his way up North Street. There's at least 2 lasers looking down lane 3 towards the north, so it's not going to be an easy cross. And Strayjack and Smoils both outside of Middle House now. They're now in the south. Probably looking for whoever's defending the south, which I suppose it's just Lego, sort of. Not really, but sort of. And John. Oh, and a frag!
Utility
A
right
beautiful
onto
frag.
Lego. And the confirm.
Second frag as well. They knew he was there. They must have seen him get there, but
Wow.
beautiful frag from Killinger.
That opens up a nice little approach down from towards the tank. If they can pick off Rain, they can get a nice encirclement here.
Rain is definitely the south defender now, as or John as well. John has this angle from the sandbag south as well. Another frag.
All of these
not
grenades have
quite.
been like in the same spot. Smoke comes out, gonna block Rain's position a little bit. Another smoke just too far to fully cover his angle here. Smoils with the pre-fire.
John
This is how you
nearly-
should be using an LMG, folks.
John nearly dying to Smoils. Strayjack there. Oh, but little Sayonara.
Praise with pause. That's going to be a risky revive because they're going to have to cross some open lines here.
I think Thrywin might be able to get it. Maybe.
Strayjack picks up Rain.
Oh, this is tough. They
Dillinger
gotta
making
get
his
that
move
revive.
now.
They can get 3 on 3 here. This becomes much better. Oh, John taking some shots. He's trying to defend the south. Thrywin trying to get this revive.
Taking it
Not an
slow,
easy
which
one.
is the right thing to do.
Alright,
90 seconds on the
Thrywin
clock.
and Killinger might get an engagement. Oh, but he gets Strayjack first. Now Killinger knows. We're in a 2v1.
Wow, the 2 key pickups there, and the trade comes out. VeLocity coming out on top, 4-2 on map number 3.
Strong plays from VeLocity to pull those points
Wow.
back. I mean, they lost, 8-1 on the first 2 maps, and they said, all right, let's go to Suburbia. This is our map. Let's reset. Let's go get some points. And they did just that. Good on them. Very good performance in Suburbia to play aggressive, again, bring some unexpected twists and turns to the beginners. And great final round. 3v2.5 at the end there, and Thrywin with 2 pickups, John with 1. Close the deal.
Yeah, I mean, what a beautiful series that we came out here today to witness. Unfortunate that we were having such audio issues. Hopefully those were able to get settled in the end. I've been playing around with the audio levels pretty much this entire time. But, yeah, I'm glad we got to see it. I'm glad we got to witness it. This Onward season has been quite amazing. And despite all the issues, I am 99% certain we managed to get the overlay down every round. So at least
Nice.
there's that.
And shout out
was
to all the
very
viewers.
lenient.
Yeah,
Yes,
we had, I
all
think,
the
like
viewers.
90 to 100 viewers throughout the whole game. Good to bring
Yeah,
some
peaked
primetime
quite
EU
high.
games.
Wow. That was great. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making this possible. And I hope we get to see some more action as we come to a close for Week 4. I have been TheSkyJoker hosting VRML2 Velocity versus Beginners, joined by Etch. Signing off, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you're at. We'll catch you all next time.